Now let's look at how we actually conduct the lineup. In our crime drama, there were a number of problems with how Detective Ray conducted the photographic lineup with eyewitness Sherry. The first is that Ray ran the lineup himself. The problem here is that Ray knew in advance who the suspect was. This makes the lineup into what we call a single blind procedure, where only the eyewitness doesn't know in advance who the suspect is. The problem with this is that even with the best intentions in the world, it's possible that the administrator of a lineup might accidentally provide cues to the eyewitness as to which person is the suspect. That is, the eyewitness might end up choosing the suspect not because they saw them committing the crime, where of course the suspect might be innocent, but because they've been tipped off by the administrator as to who to pick. In fact, the cues provided by the administrator may be entirely involuntary. The classic historical example of this is the Clever Hans story, where there was this horse called Hans who appeared to be able to provide the answers to maths problems by stamping his hoof the requisite number of times. Of course, the horse couldn't really do maths. What was really happening was that as the horse approached the correct answer, the audience reaction subtly changed in anticipation, and the horse picked up on this and stopped stamping when the correct answer was reached. That is, the audience was effectively giving the horse the answer, just as a lineup administrator might cue an eyewitness to choose a particular person in the lineup. Sarah Greathouse and Margaret Covera of the City University of New York found that situations in which the administrator knew who the suspect was did indeed lead to increased false identifications of the suspect as being the criminal. So what's the solution? The solution is to employ what's known as a double-blind procedure, where you ensure that the administrator doesn't know who the suspect is. That is, you essentially treat the lineup as if you are running a scientific experiment. In our drama, Ray should have got another officer who did not know who the suspect was to run the lineup with Sherry. One of the criticisms of the lineups that led to Lydell Grant being wrongfully accused was that they were not double-blind. Just like in our drama, the administrators all knew who the suspect was. In fact, in that case, the administrator influence was not even subtle, where Andrew Vu, one of the eyewitnesses, reported that, "I told them I didn't see the guy, but they said to look again because he was in there and 3 other people had already picked him."